Welcome everybody, it's Tractor Chute here for the last of the Friday challenge submissions this week here. And I think I have come up with a decent challenge at the end here, but this will be the final game for today with the announcement at the end. Well, actually, not the final game for the day, but the final challenge. I am going to look to get a Silver League superheroes out to follow this up, so keep tuned. So in the lower right-hand corner, it is the submitter of this game. It is iAmCaNaDiAn playing as the Red Zurich. In the lower left-hand corner, it is the Blue Terran playing as BooM Shakalaka. BooM. BooM will be playing as the Blue Terran. Should be half decent here. Just keep in mind iAmCaNaDiAn is restricted from building any sport cars, spine cars, and infuse. So let's get this baby going here. Looking at the APM tab, and I will tell you right now, both these guys are bronze. So expect to see some high intense action with super micro skills. Who are we kidding? There we go. We are getting the good old walking back and forth there. Look at that. See, when you do that, he builds extra fast like I've mentioned before. And nobody's taking that advice. So he's going to continue to build that good old barracks here. If we take a look at the production tab, you can see that iAmCaNaDiAn just kind of sitting around until he gets enough for that spawning pool. There goes the spawning pool at the 12 mark. And the Overlord is scouting around here. This is a map where you always spawn in the exact same location. So both these guys will know exactly where each other is, which will be along the bottom portion of the map. And does look like he is actually moving around the rally point where his SCVs do start to mine. So fairly smart man, knows how to get the best efficiency out of his mining here. And good placement of that good old Overlord for iAmCaNaDiAn, with the other one going over across the map to get a little bit of scouting intel nice and early on this game here. BooM finishes off the standard Terran wall off. And now he will elect to do the scouting, I would have to imagine here, as he is going to head himself across the map. No, he's actually going to bunker up. Looks like he is turning himself into a good old man that looks to expand early here, getting that bunker at the main, or at the natural there, with the orbital command coming out as well to allow him to get some mules down. And we also have the marine coming out as well. Very well done so far out of BooM here. In the meantime, we do have a hatchery going down for iAmCaNaDiAn. And on top of that, we are going to get a queen out as well there. So very well done. At the same time, he's getting another Overlord, keeping good vision all around his base. Like to see that. And the other Overlord will slowly get into the base here, where he's going to find himself still sitting on one racks, one bunker, and it is scout time now. So very good job there by BooM. No other barracks down as of yet. Has the money, maybe saving up for an expansion. Not entirely sure what we're saving up for here. Might want to look to get a second racks down, or at least a command center. But at the same time, might want to get that scouting off first before he decides what his build's going to be here. When he sees the hatchery, he's probably going to be safe to either put a little bit of pressure on or build that expansion. More likely going to build the expansion, as he has invested into the bunker down there. Apparently didn't want to put them in the bunker. He wants to go over and chase his Overlord. So we are going to get an early Overlord kill, as it doesn't look like our good man of iAmCaNaDiAn is going to be able to get out of there. So we'll lose that Overlord, which kind of sucks early for him. Supply blocks him for the time being, so we'll force him to spit out a couple more Overlords right away. Does look like he did get in there. Did he get too far into the base? I didn't see. Oh, he did see the expansion. That was about it. So that should lead him enough to know that he's not going to get any sort of superior pressure early anyways, so give him a little bit of time to build. In the meantime there, we have two gas down here. We don't tend to mine off them, but we did build them, so I'm not entirely sure what iAmCaNaDiAn's plan is here. Maybe just to kind of have gas if he needs it. So he's going to sit there and do his larva injects at the very least, so he's definitely doing his due diligence with those queens. Does actually get another SCV in there. That SCV doesn't get in either. Kind of sucks for him. Didn't really get a whole lot of intel out of that there, so we'll end up losing this SCV. Maybe not. Marines are coming now. Pressure's coming on. What's going to happen? Oh, this could be trouble. With the right amount of micro, should be able to melt these dogs very quickly without losing any of these Marines here. But forget that micro. What is micro when you play bronze? He's actually going to end up losing two of those Marines needlessly. And he's going to try and put that bronze skill to work. We are going to put a bunker down here. We got two Marines sitting over here going to work on the Overlord. In the meantime there, it does look like good man of iAmCaNaDiAn has got into a roach warren here. He is pounding that gas off left, right, and center. Very curious. I'm actually, how does the bronze player put pressure on with the good old bunker on the natural? We're going to find out right here whether or not the bronze player has the skill level it takes to do this here. Finishes off that bunker. Is he going to plant these guys in it to do absolutely nothing? Yep. All right. So we're going to sit inside the bunker there, you know. he's preventing iAmCaNaDiAn from getting out of his base. We got to give him that much. At the same time, what he wants to do is he wants to bring these 2 Marines down here, and he wants to try and kind of coax the Queen out at the very least. The bunker is in a pretty shitty position, but at the same time, like I say, he could look to come in here and harass the Queen a bit, pull it back to the bunker fire, try and get a Queen kill. Would probably be the best case scenario. He does scout, or does run the scan up at the very top there. Roaches are out now. Has 6 roaches and a bunch of dogs here. They're going to look to come down here. That's 8 roaches actually, sorry. They're going to go to work here with only 2 Marines in this bunker there. They're really going to be able to take this out very, very quickly here. So there goes the bunker. This all didn't work at all. Didn't get to quite see the skill level we were hoping for. So that ends up losing. I was very curious what he planned on doing, honestly, with that bunker placement. But now you wrecked it, iAmCaNaDiAn. We don't get to see it, and you're just going to push yourself across the map here, see what kind of pressure you can put on. He's slowly trying to fill up his other bunker here. Needs to start getting these Marines out. Has a tech lab on there, getting combat shield, getting a Marauder out here. So Marauder will be the last filling gap for that good old bunker. And factory going down here. So he's getting production buildings out now. But I think he was focusing too much attention on the other end here. So he might be in a little bit of trouble. It does look like iAmCaNaDiAn is going to put the pressure on here. And he has a total of 8 roaches with the 4 dogs coming down here. So he does have the 1 Marauder standing there. Gets him inside there. Might want to get a repairing Marine, or at least 2 repairing Marines on there. And see what kind of damage he can do to try and prevent our good man of iAmCaNaDiAn from getting in the base there. Gets his last roach up there. Selects them all. Gonna start putting some pressure on here. Roaches need to get right up the ramp there. Need to start focus firing this baby, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. And okay, that's about it for BooM. So I do give you my condolences, BooM. My congrats to you, iAmCaNaDiAn. Well, that was lackluster at the very least. Gonna give this video a 3 out of 5. Not too shabby, iAmCaNaDiAn. You can't control the skill of your opponent, but at the same time, yeah. Yep. The other game you did see today was Viddy. Viddy did a fairly decent job there. Put a pretty good timing on the roach attack there. Looked pretty good. Put the pressure on his opponent there. A nice and early opponent who looked to expand at probably a move I wouldn't have done, seeing that the Viddy wasn't going in early hatch or anything there. But at the same time there, Viddy did his due diligence. He put the pressure on at the right time. Finished his opponent off. Got that game labeled out of 3. I don't know if that's low, but that's kind of the way I felt in that game there. I didn't feel like it was overly difficult for him. But at the same time, there nothing really special happened. But the game of the day, I felt we had our good man of Joe Trippo. And he had himself some pretty sweet moves. I will give you that much there. He had himself a nice little drops with the Overlords there. Nice banelings in there. He had everything in those things. Dropped them in the main. Forced the base race. Ended up massacring his opponent at the other end by pulling back some units there. So ended up winning that. Then at near the very end, drops a bunch of banelings onto his opponent's army. And it was just nice to see. That game got me excited for the day. Giving that game a 5. And for the Friday challenge announcement, here it is. Within the first 2 minutes of your game, no matter which race you are, you must announce 3 different offensive units. Now, your different offensive units exclude Queens. Queens are the only thing you're allowed to build outside of the 3 units that you announce. No Mothership Corps, so forget that, Protoss. So you must announce 3 offensive units that you were going to build. So put them in there. And then say, I am going to attack, I'm going to push, and give them the exact time. Now, you got to keep track of that time, because when that time hits, I must see all of the offensive units you have at that point of the game pushing out. And you can't say, I'm going to attack at 3 minutes and push 2 dogs out. Your timing on the attack has to be at least 6 minutes. Let's put it that way, okay? So you announce 3 units at the beginning, and you must announce a push or an attack somewhere beyond the 6-minute mark. And when that time hits, I want to see all your offensive units, the F2 key, move them out, and they must all engage, attack. You cannot retreat any of those units, but from that point forward, you lose them all. You can then build, do whatever you want from there, but you must stick to the 3 units that you announced at the very beginning. I think that's clear enough. If it's not, give me some comments on Facebook fan page or any one of the YouTube videos there that have went up today, and I will try and clarify anything that might be left unclarified. Leaving you with this. The spikes are on the wall. The writing's on the ground. The bugs are on the ceiling. And there ain't nobody coming over unless the right bowling alley's open. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.